All right, my friends, how are you today? Beautiful people of the world. Let's learn about some astrology. What's going on upstairs? We've got the moon, exalted in the sign of Taurus, stable energy. Early in the morning, about 6 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the moon's going to be still square to Saturn, still conjunct to Uranus, something we talked about yesterday. You know, this can be a little... This is the only rough energy of the day, so it seems. Saturn being that, a little bit of authority, and it's like we have to get up and go to work, perhaps, if we're enjoying the weekend, and it's just like, okay, so we have to surrender our emotions and be stable in this work process in a way for me to make money. There can also be this breakthroughs in ways and concepts and ideas in ways to make money in this new digital age, which is happening right now. And that's the very positive side of Saturn square to Uranus and the moon square to Uranus right now. It's just like, okay, if we're feeling this pressure, what can we do? Can we think of new ways, new ideas, things to make money? Things that also make us feel good. There's a lot of home energy feeling we'll talk about in a moment. It's funny, there's this sculptor that evidently he's a sculptor, created a sculpting in his mind, Italian sculptor, this is just yesterday, the day prior maybe, that sold an idea in his mind for $18,000, a sculpting that he sees in his mind that he's not planning on making. So it's like, what? Nothing about that makes sense. Maybe I'll find the article and put it in the comments or the description box, but it's like nothing about that makes sense, but for some reason people buy it. NFTs, FNTs, the new way of selling art, like a single digital file of art. It's like these breakthrough ways of making money right now are existing big time, and especially with Uranus and Taurus since 2018 and 2026. Even looking at Bitcoin, when Bitcoin started to rise, it was very stable. There was not a whole lot of validity, not a whole lot of action going on. And then Uranus moved into Taurus first time since 1984, or 1934, Great Depression times. And change of money, change of currency is going on in this breakthrough radical new ways. And since then, it's risen from, $1,000, I think, at the end of 2017, to what, $51,000, $55,000, something like that this year. So there's breakthrough radical new ways of making money, and we all have to work. If we want to gain more from this world, we have to give and offer more to this world. So we're always working in one way or another, but if we're doing something that feels good to us, it feels heart and home to us, then that's something moving toward that direction. That's a lot of what this astrology is telling us. As well, we can talk a little bit more about this Pluto opposed Mars that's going on. We're still feeling that energy, and I know there's a lot of scare and hype about anger or tension, something like that. And we have the moon in Taurus today. We can fast forward a couple hours because it's really not a whole. Again, it's the moon is pretty chill throughout the day, and then it starts to create this nice trine to Pluto come the evening, which we'll talk about these energies now. The Capricorn-Cancer axis deals with sexuality, can be masculine and father Saturn and mother moon, and Cancer, nurturing, caring, the home. And these last couple of days here, while Mars is going to be in the sign of Cancer, it's really making sure that we're valuing and appreciating our home, the things that make us feel secure, the things that make us feel safe. Whatever that may be, our apartment, our house, condo, or van by the river, whatever, it's just like really valuing those things in our lives that make us feel safe and secure. And communication, it's interesting. I'll share this as far as this masculine, feminine, as Pluto is about transformation. And Mars here is about action, both about action, transformation, and moving forward in the feminine in the ways that we feel, following and valuing and appreciating our emotions. And in nature, a lot of times we see, like especially birds, they're the prettier, they're the more colorful, not prettier. They're the more colorful of the masculine, feminine of the two birds. And this is like this in nature for the male to not only attract the female, but as well as the male to attract the hunters, to attract the predators. So the male will take the fall to take, to sacrifice itself in a sense, to protect the feminine and the children or whatever in the nest or whatever it could be. So there's been a huge flip and role reversal and gender identities and a lot of new things that have come out, which is a lot of Pluto brings things from under the surface. And so we've seen a lot of this since 2008, since Pluto has moved into the sign of Capricorn. And with this Mercury retrograde going on, this new information happening, this Mars, the last couple of days, last couple of degrees in Cancer, Venus in Cancer, getting ready for this eclipse about information and communication, we can be seeing a bit of, instead of that masculine driving, seeking, there can be a bit of reversal or softness, and where the feminine is the one reaching out. The feminine could be the one seeking that communication or taking the initiative in different ways than we have seen or are used to in the past, as everything is up for this kind of wonderful change. So, there's a lot of positive things that are going on here with the Mars-Pluto opposition that's not, to be afraid of. And it's important, I think, that we recognize that there's always two sides, and everything always kind of works out beautifully how it's supposed to. So, my friends, I hope you have a beautiful day. Happy Monday to you. Also, just if you're sticking around this far, I will be traveling the next couple of days, working upstate Michigan for a few days, and then traveling to Peru. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to get service in Peru or not, and I don't have the time, unfortunately, to make these pre-recorded videos. We'll find out. Hopefully I get service and I'm able to share for that about week that I'm going to be out of the country. So just a heads up, and so much gratitude and thanks for hanging out with me. Again, it's a pleasure to do this. Cheers. We'll see you tomorrow.